Hello everyone. A little bit shorter video this week for a couple reasons. One was on my bench day. I didn't record it because we were having difficulties with the camera, and the other reason is I did something to my elbow. I finally figured it out at the end of the week on my press day that it was the heavy singles that I did the week before. I think it was just a little too much, and I did not prepare myself to do 99% of my 1 rep max for multiple singles. So I think it was just I didn't work into it slow enough, so I sort of tweaked my elbow a little bit. Didn't affect me. I didn't notice it at all on my deadlift day because it only seems to come into play during loaded elbow flexion, and I don't have a lot of that on my deadlift day. I finally noticed it on my bench day, and on my bench day I only did my benching. I didn't do any of the accessory work, and even that was it was probably a little too much, but I was being stubborn. So yeah, we hopped right to the squat day after oh no, this is the yoke simulation, but this went a lot better. I'm keeping my hips underneath me a lot more effectively and embracing the abs quite a bit better. I take a little bit before I start marching, but I actually get in a pretty good rhythm marching. So yeah, this one I'll likely bump up. The glutes felt really good. I could actually tell that I was keeping my hips underneath me, and I was pushing my hips forward using my glutes, because they were pretty burnt by the end of that, by the end of this. And I end up going for a minute, which I think is my target mark. I think I want to be able to have the heavy bar on my back for about a minute. Yeah, so that's 475 on there. I'd like to get it around 600 or so. And then I might do multiple pickups and, I don't know, mess with it a little bit. Or I just might do a different exercise completely by the time I get up that heavy even. Yeah, squats went really well. This is my threes week, by the way, so I hit 9 on the deadlift. I can't remember what I did on the bench, and my folder isn't next to me, so it wasn't very many. I think it was just like 7 on the bench because the elbow was being weird, so I stopped that one a little early. But yeah, 9 again on the squat. Yeah, so I stopped my squat day a little bit early. I didn't want to flip the tire, so there's no tire flip video on this one. Because sometimes when I do flip the tire, I do feel it in the elbow a little bit from me pulling the tire into myself, and inevitably my hand has to support a little bit of weight. Not a lot, but enough to where I didn't want to screw with it, and it's probably more important that I auto-regulate myself instead of, trying to do every single thing that's on my sheet. There's me just trying to make it through my front squats because they're killer every time. This is what I put on there. This is the heavy back Bulgarian split squats. I didn't film them last week. I decided to film them this week, especially because I knew the video was going to be a little shorter. Easier today. I do lose balance a little bit a couple times, so you'll see me bail. But I have enough stability that I don't just go crashing down, so that's good. It might make for a more entertaining video if I went crashing down, but not today. I do split them up into 2 sets, so I rack it, I do take a break, and then I go back and do the other side. I showed the setup on the first one, and I should probably talk a little bit about it. So when I set up for it, I stand right up next to that pad there. That's a really nice pad. You can use a bench too to do them. But the bench isn't nearly as comfortable as that nice pillowy pad. I step right up next to it, then I take one big step forward with one foot, and I leave the other foot back there, and then I just pop the back foot up onto the pad. That way I don't have to deal with fishing my foot back there to try and find where the pad is. If you've ever done a Bulgarian split squat, you'll know that feeling of just, you know, where's it at, trying to find it. This is my press day. This is where I found out, where I realized, oh, that's right, maybe it was my heavy presses that screwed everything up. So I only do 4, and I'm a little disappointed, and I stopped right after that because I'm not going to make any progress on anything else. So hopefully this next week goes a little bit better. Thank you for watching, and yeah.